Hey, it's Megan. So I have a new favorite look, which I don't know, it's something that can be worn daytime or nighttime. Just depends on how much you build up the black in this look. But what I've really been into is doing kind of a gray smoky eye with a bright blue in it. So examples, and the one I'm going to use in this video, Sugar Pill Mochi, which is probably my favorite eyeshadow shade ever. It's right here. And this is the Addicted to Pretty compact. And I just love, it's a matte teal blue. It's gorgeous. So that's one that's kind of a little bit on the teal green side. And then another one I've been playing with, and that one's a matte. The other one's a shimmery one. And that is from Makeup Forever, from my 30-year anniversary set. And that one is, I'm going to hold it up, D206, right there. And let me just pull these up. This is what it looks like. Just a soft, soft blue. And it's Mochi. And so there are two ways that I've been doing it. One is I either start with the blue right in the inner part of the eye, or sometimes I start with the white and then gradiate the blue out to the gray. I like both, but I strongly prefer putting the blue here and then gradiating the gray. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. And what else I need to make this work, first of all, I started with my lip color. This is NARS Audacious Raquel. This is kind of one of my favorite nudes on me, with a little bit more of, I mean, it's peachy since it has the pink, but a little bit slightly to the orange side. This shade looks so different on so many other people. So another one I like is the Dose of Colors Angelic, but it's really about, and then Rimmel has a couple of really sheer shimmery kind of shades that are really pretty for like a neutral nude lip with the blue and the grays. But it's really finding one that works with your skin tone. But what I'm trying to do is put not a lot of attention on the lips, put more of it on the eyes so that I can play up the blue a little bit more. And you can kind of fade out the blue, fade out the gray, fade out the black to make for a lighter day look, which I actually did yesterday, and it's totally respectable. Or you can really build it up for a really smoky eye, dark night thing. I picked Raquel versus a more pink toned look because when I'm doing the blues and the grays on my eyes, I'm kind of at the midpoint of warm to cool undertones, and I lean slightly warmer. So if I start doing pinks with the blues and the grays, I just honestly don't like it on myself. It's a little too cool undertoned for me overall as a look. The other thing that you can do if you're warm toned like me is you can just use a bronzer as a blush, and I'm actually going to do that with a different lip color at the very end. But for the most part, I just like slightly peach when I'm going really cool on the eyes, when I can get away with it. But if you're cooler toned, you don't want that. Then you want something slightly pink to keep the look kind of cool. Anyway, I don't think there are that many people that are super cool toned. My daughter is, but I don't think there are that many. So first of all, I'm actually going to start with the blush, just because it'll take a second. And I'm using the Etude House Peach Shoe Wafer. So this one right here, and this is on the Essential Beauty site. And the reason I use this, I actually had a favorite blush for a long time, which was the Archie's Girl from MAC. It was a matte peach, also like this, but it was limited edition. And I always felt bad using it in videos because if someone wanted that blush, they really couldn't get it. So now I'm really thrilled to find this one because this is the same, it's super close, it's almost the exact same, but it's not limited edition. And so that's why I put it on the Essential Beauty website, because now I can use it and not feel guilty. So I actually like to put blush just like this on kind of my little cheek. I do use a little bit of bronzer just kind of in the shadows of my cheekbone a little bit, but I'm not into that streak thing. And I don't think my facial structure, because I've got kind of a long thin face, I don't think it works so well when I try to get kind of too much contour. It's just not the way that works with my face. But But if you have that kind of square angular thing going on, then you should definitely work in some of that contour. Another blush which I really like is the Clinique Nude Pop. This is kind of one of my new must-have blushes, and this has got a little tiny bit more sheen, but this is another blush that you can use instead. But like I said, for me, this one is a little bit less, I don't want to say orange because this is a peach blush, it's not an orange blush, but this one is a little bit less orange, though, a little bit more brown. So it's a different look. Now I'm going to take one of my other absolute favorite things. This is the old formula of Make Up Forever, but this is shade number 0, and I don't have the new one. But this is another of my absolute favorite must-have items if you want to do kind of the cool tone, the blues, the greens, and even sometimes the purples on your eyes. So this is just a basic white matte, and a lot of companies have it. What I find just shocking is so many times when you get one of these colorful palettes of colorful colors, they don't put a white matte in there, and I personally can't wear a lot of them without a white matte. So I'm just using whatever brush I grabbed, but it doesn't really matter. And I've had some critiques occasionally on the brushes that I use, and you know, this is what I like. This right here, all you really need is just to get a little bit of dusting right here up under your eyebrows. And I know the new trend is not to put anything up here, but for me, when I'm using a cool look on my eyes, I actually do need to do it or it looks just awkward. And now I'm gonna go for this right here, and I'm using, so this is a crease brush, not a general eyeshadow brush from Hourglass, which was recommended to me, but I don't know, I think it's kind of an all-around brush. Now I'm just using this little tiny flat, and it's kind of stiff eyeshadow brush, and that's because I'm obsessive about wanting shadows to go exactly where I want it, and so I tend to go for smaller brushes than I think most people, and you know, that's just a personal preference. And so I'm putting it, and I'm not, you know, actually I'm gonna build it up a little bit more. I actually don't, I don't when I wear it, but for the video, so it shows up better, I'm gonna build it up a little bit more. So you can build this shade up. And you can also use an eyeshadow primer. The shadows that I'm using in this video, I don't think really need one, but since you can kind of pick whatever shades, and I'm gonna blend that just a little bit. Later on I'll blend it in with the white better, but just so that I'm comfortable with it. So you can see just that bright look, and then I'm also gonna take it right down in the inner corner here. And I'm actually going to go all the way in the inner corner, although I'm going to change that and lighten it with white later. And what you can do is you can start with the white right in here. It's just a different look. Or not. But this is just bringing some real color into your eyes, if you like that. And then I'm going to take the Make Up Forever gray, and the color is, let's see, ME 624. Is that right? No, that's not right. It is ME 108. I had it upside down. This is right here. And I'm going to again use the small little brush. You don't have to use a small little brush like this. A lot of people are going to use a much bigger brush and feel more comfortable with that. But like I said, I'm just obsessive about wanting to put things just exactly where I want them. So I like using the little brushes. And so now we're adding just that gray. And if you wear this for a day look, you just need to put a much lighter layer of it, or just blend it out. Or you can also take the white at the end and just put, now that's going to look a little sloppy for a minute, and that's because it's not quite ready to be blended, in my opinion. Now I'm going to take this gray, and I'm doing it with the green, the teal still in the brush, because I want that kind of teal mixing of the colors. I don't want a new brush. And then what I'm actually going to do, this is going to horrify a whole bunch of people who are very kind of brush obsessive. I'm going to take a really wide blending brush. And first, the blend's going to be okay, but when I add some more gray, some people are going to freak out. I actually use a wide blending brush in the outer corner of my eye because I have watery eyes right out here, and so as you can see the brush, it actually helps me get kind of that thicker line without causing problems. Now I'm going to take the same thicker brush and I'm going to use Makeup Forever D104, and this is a super glittery gray. You can also use a matte gray, but I'm going to go for glittery. And remember, I've got kind of more of a, not a matte lip, but it's a very low sheen lip, and then I've also got basically a matte peach blush. So I am able to put as much shimmer as I want on my eye. And now I'm just dotting this on because I don't want to build it up too dark. I'll blend in a minute. And this is a super dark shadow. And quite frankly, this mirror is not the best for this video. That's okay. I'm going to blend it out with a brush a little bit because I put too much on one side. And then I'm going to take a little bit and put it in the crease. And I know you're probably freaking out right now at how it looks, but that's okay. You need some of that white. So now I'm just going to blend. I needed to pull out another mirror, and I'm going to put another mirror. That one just didn't stay open. Now, when I get too much black, I will use my finger just because it blends it faster. Alright, so there we have all our color. I'm going to work a little bit of the black into the corner here. And we're going to need to bring the white in just to kind of clean it up a little. And you can mute these colors by blending or mixing white in, but the white is really critical to kind of get this out of the areas where you put too much black too high, like I did. Okay, there you go. And next, I am going to, God, I think I need to clean that up in the corner a little bit. Okay, next I'm going to take, we're going to do a little bit of a black eyeliner in a second. Next I'm going to take my favorite Lancome Kohl Black, La Kohl Crayon, and I'm going to put this in the upper waterline. And I do both eyes on the video just because when I watch people do the videos, I like to see it. I find watching it once just isn't always enough for me. With me, when I'm doing colors, like brighter colors, I absolutely have to mix a little black in, or I just don't like the way it looks on me personally. And so one of the things that you're making sure that you're doing too, and you can put as much black as you want, is that you want to take, or for me, I like to take the darker blacks just partway in the eyes. So it's opening up in the middle where it's lighter, and that's why you can put a white in there too. But you're getting kind of that gradual fading out to the black, but it really, for me, is super important in this lower corner here, and to work it about a third, almost to halfway in the eye. Now we're going to take a little tiny eyeshadow brush, and we're going to go back to the white, and I'm going to put the white in the inner corner. And this again is going to open up the eye. And just going to, where's my little blending brush? I like using this hourglass brush to blend. And you can blend in or out. If you want to bring more black in, you blend in. If you want to bring more of the blue out, bring the blue out. I actually, for this look, like to bring the blue out because we're kind of mixing in that kind of brighter color. And like I said, this is really pretty with the other blue, which is a little bit more of a cooler tone blue. Now I could do two things. I could go back to this glittery black in the area here, or I could go just for a matte black. I've actually been doing the glittery black. With the Makeup Forever, when I use these as liners, I don't need to wet them. They're that pigmented, and this is the new formula. And then I'm just dusting on a really, really light bit of black, and it has to go all the way into the inner corner, but I try to make it a little bit thinner closer in so that it doesn't look quite as hard on me. And this just defines my lashes a little bit more. This is always the hardest thing for me to do on camera. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm obsessive about the line. And now I'm also going to blend it out just a little bit so it's a little bit softer. And that's just a personal preference. You can also have a harder line if you want. It's just really what you like. Then, I've got stuff everywhere. I like a strong lash with this look. So I'm actually using the Etude House Lash Perm 3-Step, which is also on the Essential Beauty website. And this right here is, I think, the closest to false eyelashes I found. And I'm just going to do it really fast. But you basically do 3 steps. I'm only going to do 2. You do it. Oh, great, now I can't open it. Don't you love that kind of stuff? So you take out the mascara. And I always do the bottom a little bit first. And I want to point out a couple things. If you look at the lower, I'm actually only going to do 1 coat. If you look at the lower lash line, you can see we're getting gradually darker. And also, we started with the blue in the middle. With the Lancome Kohl, I always get slight bleeding from the upper waterline. I don't like just directly applying on the lower waterline with my eyes. I think it looks too hard, too harsh. And so this just gets like a light dusting of the gray. There you can see the eyes. One thing I noticed when I was looking in my mirror is that already my eye right in here, you see that little white spot? It's already bleeding a little bit. Not bleeding, that's a bad word. It's already watering a little bit. And so I have to touch up those outer corners again with the black. So there you have it. Now, the fun thing that I'm going to do, where some people are going to think it's not fun, it's horrifying, but I'm going to do it anyway, is I was playing around with these colors, and someone had said, okay, stop rambling. I just was like fascinated with some of these crazy, crazy color lips, and I ordered one, and I'm actually going to do a video. I ordered 2. I'm going to do a video on them, but I thought, okay, how do you make a color like this work? And so this is a Melt Cosmetics in Blitzed, and so this is a very strange color. And so I'm going to take off my very pretty Raquel, which really is just a color you can wear anywhere. And I'm going to apply this. The thing about a color like this, it's really hard to apply. And so there you have it. If you want to wear a color like this, not that some people are going to want to, but if you do, this is actually a really pretty eye look that makes the color work. The only caveat I would have is that this is where I'm going to change the blush a little bit, and I'm going to use a bronzer. I just don't like the colored cheeks with it. But I need a warmer tone on my cheeks, otherwise I look really washed out. So anyway, that is the video for this, and the end. please subscribe on YouTube, and comments are welcome along with suggestions.